These days, what online is, because now everything they try to throw me into, they throw Drake into like we're teammates.
The Cold War between DJ Akademiks and Charlamagne the God has finally exploded into the open. Akademiks is accusing Charlamagne of working behind the scenes with Roc Nation to take him down, while also claiming that every attack aimed at him somehow gets turned into an attack on Drake. But is this really about two media personalities, or is this part of a much bigger battle involving Jay-Z, Roc Nation, and the growing divide in hip-hop? Let's break down exactly what Akademiks says, why it caused so much debate, and whether there's any truth behind these explosive claims. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dons and donettes everywhere, it's your boy Morgan Heights in the building. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the hype button if you're watching on your mobile phone or iPad, and let's get into this.
These days, what online is, because now everything they try to throw me into, they throw Drake into like we're teammates.
Right off the bat, I think Akademiks is waffling when he says everything they throw me into, they throw Drake into like we're teammates. But Akademiks, have you ever stopped to ask yourself why so many people have that perception? Since the Kendrick and Drake battle, we've watched you go out of your way to defend Drake at almost every turn. Kendrick Lamar even referenced that dynamic on 616 in LA. When you were on Everyday Struggle, your commentary felt much more balanced. And I'm not saying your perspective can't evolve. Everyone's opinions change over time. But it feels like you've gone so far in Drake's corner that you've lost the ability to criticize him when it's warranted. Throughout the battle, and even after it ended, there's moments where Drake deserved criticism, just like Kendrick did. Yet your coverage often came across as one-sided. That's exactly why so many people now see you and Drake as being on the same team. Ak, you are wearing the chain he gave you.
My value is my self-value. Only look at dirty money and go suck out your money.
Drake's my man. He gave me a chain like that's my man's. But you know, I was just a big fan of his. I supported him doing some really tough moments in his career. That's why I got a chain.
Okay, we're talking about same over here. Okay. I've never liked Drake's music. You know that.
All right, bet.
So who could pay me to hate Drake?
We never said that. But what I'm saying is that now the internet is breaking where there's teams.
And I think that's silly.
Well, it's not about if it's silly or not. Is it happening? These days, you're realizing the people who are super pro Jay-Z, they're usually shitting on Drake. The people who are usually pro Drake, they don't give a fuck about whether it's Kendrick or...
But shouldn't we be better as media personalities? Why do we fuel that?
On this point, I actually agree with Charlamagne. He's never hidden the fact that he's not the biggest Drake fan. From day one, he's consistently said he respects Drake as a rapper, but has never really been a fan of his singing. That's not a new position. It's been well documented over the years. What also just stood out to me was when Charlamagne said we, by saying that he's placing himself in the conversation and arguing that there needs to be more balance and objectivity when discussing Drake. Whether you agree with him or not, I understand the point he's making. The problem with Akademiks is that the balance often isn't there. When you're one of the biggest voices in hip-hop media and your opinions carry weight, they don't just influence your audience, they can shape the wider conversation, especially for people who don't always form their own opinions. That's when I struggle when Akademiks acts as if he hasn't played a major role in fueling the stan culture online. His platform has absolutely amplified that behavior. So when he distances himself from it now, it comes across as another example of Akademiks refusing to acknowledge the influence he's had on the culture.
We should know that, hey, you can have your opinion about an artist. I can have my opinion about an artist. That don't mean the fan bases got to hate each other. That's some Republican Democrat shit.
Yeah, but all this, I told you, it started with Kendrick and Drake.
That's
hip-hop
dumb,
is never...
You help fuel that too.
How I help fuel that?
You help fuel that divide because
keep in mind the first time George was mentioned, they pulled up on me at a concert.
Because instead of just letting Drake get belt to ass, right?
You think I'm gonna let my man get jumped? I know
that's crazy.
Y'all were trying to let him get.
But instead of just let the
there was a lot of
rap,
coward niggas in media. So.
But let the rappers rap. Like, listen.
No, it was bigger than that.
Okay.
Because a lot of people at that point, like, I know that feeling when niggas think you done and niggas feel like it's okay to kick it back in. And okay, Drake, we get it with the battle, right? Drake and Kendrick. But I seen media personalities gloat. Maybe they wanted an interview or maybe they were promised an interview. And that was the moment they're like, All right, fine, we got him.
So
they picked
that's
a,
life.
Okay, no, it's cool. So all right, so cool. So they picked their side. What I'm saying is that not because my man bleeding out, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna just be on y'all side now. No, we fight till the end.
You don't have to be on no side. You still a Drake fan. Objectively, you could say, yo, Drake lost the rap battle. It don't matter. Drake gonna still be Drake. That's what I said.
The entire media was kicking his back, and what I said is
he got beat. If somebody walked in here right now, if two guys walked in here and jumped on me and you, and we got our ass kicked, the internet would be gloating. They'd be like, finally, somebody fucked up DJ Akademiks, somebody fucked up Charlamagne the God. That's the way the game goes.
It was more than just about the rap battle. The narratives too. It's one of the narratives. It's the reason why he was suing. Like
I didn't like that. Because the reality is, it's a rap battle. They both said foul shit about each other. They both said defile shit.
But let me ask you a question. This is when I think people start realizing how powerful the media is, right? Did any of those narratives that came from the battle? Because I think people like you would want the audience to believe that Drake legit just took 2 years before this Iceman situation that he's just back number one again, just because. A rap battle. No, there was narratives.
That's another false narrative.
There was narratives that spawned.
I feel like Akademiks has crossed the line from being a Drake fan into a Drake stan. There's a difference between supporting an artist and being unable to see the bigger picture because your loyalty clouds your judgment. The criticism Drake received after the battle with Kendrick Lamar wasn't just hate. A lot of it was warranted. The battle changed the way a lot of people view Drake, especially within the culture and among some of his biggest supporters. Now, was the battle messy at times? Absolutely. Both sides went into an uncomfortable territory, and there were moments where the conversation became more about controversy than just the music. But that's also been a part of hip-hop culture. Competition, confrontation, and lyrical battles have always been a pillar of this genre. The thing I disagree with is the narrative that Drake disappeared or that his career was somehow over after the battle. That simply isn't true. Drake continued to release music and stay active. He dropped singles with Sexy Red and Camilo Cabello, released 100 gigs content, gave us Wagwan Delilah, followed that up with a collaborative album with Party Next Door. He never stepped away from the spotlight. So the idea that Kendrick Lamar ended Drake's career or that Drake was finished after the battle is more of a storyline created than reality. The real conversation is more nuanced. Drake took a major hit to his image and the battle forced people to look at him differently. But taking a cultural blow and losing a battle doesn't mean an artist's career is over. These are two completely different things.
It's not about time off.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that he's back like he's never missed a step, in my opinion.
He never went nowhere.
Okay, but you're not.
We're acting like the Party Next Door album didn't have bops on it.
You're right. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that for 2 years, because of the battle and the fracturing of the fans, and also a lot of the media going against him, every negative, there was a time where negative campaigns or hate, things against Drake just didn't work. You know why? Because people were like, nah, that's not Drake. Everything negative said about Drake afterwards worked. You know why?
Worked how? What do you mean worked? When you say worked, what do you mean worked?
This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
The people were carrying on these narratives that was driving almost like groupthink about him and his entire career.
Have you ever heard the quote? Even dirty water makes flowers grow.
Even dirty water makes flowers grow. That phrase is a powerful reminder of resilience and finding good in bad situations. It means that every narrative, experience, harsh criticism, or toxic environments can still be used as a fuel for personal growth.
So people can say negative shit they say negative shit about you all the time. Has that stopped your career?
No.
People say negative shit about me all the time. Has that stopped my career? People say negative shit about Drake. Has that stopped his career?
Okay, well, they say negative shit about Jay-Z, and he coming out of an interview saying he's trying to go on offense. Why?
Because y'all motherfuckers have been fucking with him.
Okay, so when Drake...
This ain't new.
Oh, okay, so you're acknowledging, because I like that little saying. I don't know how long you had it, but it's clear that it does affect some shit, because Jay is now saying, after getting his ass kicked media-wise, PR-wise, people are accusing him of stuff, linking him with other people that did really vile stuff, and just throwing random stuff at him. He said, I'm getting on offense now. So he's reacting to the dirty water.
How? Hold on, bro. How?
That whole phrase just went over Akademiks' head. That's not what he meant.
I think that one thing that we're missing. This is a conversation that's not just about us. We're clearly having a media pop culture conversation. I remember last year you were saying like, oh, you know, Jay's gonna come out with all of this, you know, promotion and marketing and all of this stuff next year to change the narrative. And I'm like, act is slick. Because you're not dumb. You knew it was the 30-year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. You knew that it was gonna be.
Charlotte think I stepped on his
You knew that. So it's like okay, let me play the role of being.
Charlotte, you think I'm that smart?
It's like when I come out and I say,
no, Charlotte, I know the media like the back of my hand.
You should, but the worldwide nigga that don't. So now when they see that it's the 30-year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, the 25-year anniversary of the Blueprint, stay with me now. The 30-year anniversary of his first album, which laid the foundation for everything. The 25-year anniversary of arguably his best album, and the 10-year anniversary of what I think is one of his best albums, 444. Of course it's going to be a media blitz. Of course he's going to do concerts. Of course it's going to be merchandise. Of course he might step out there and do some interviews and more shows.
Yeah,
we know this.
Also, I could see a PR whitewash from a mile away. All right,
but why not? But let me finish my point.
Why
not use both?
Okay.
Because that's what me and you do. Me and you are doing that right now.
Okay.
Me and you are taking the opportunity to say, you know what? Me and Ak been having the worldwide nigga net talking for 2-3 weeks. Let's sit down and do a sit down.
Yeah, because 3 minutes ago, you literally said that basically those type of things, I'm telling you it was happening to Drake. You're saying those type of things don't affect you. So, because I'm saying it with Drake in the sense of, for 2 years, he kind of got his ass kicked in the media. I'm the only nigga who said, hey, it could be 1,000 of y'all. That's my man's. And I thought we evened out the conversation.
Sure, I'm saying that.
Yeah, okay, but Ak, you have to remember that Jay-Z's name has been brought up in the media spotlight multiple times recently. Nicki Minaj mentioned Jay-Z's name publicly. Kanye West brought up Jay-Z's name into conversations involving his family. And there were also media narratives and allegations circling around him, including claims connected to the Epstein files. Whether people believe those claims or not is a separate conversation. The point is, when someone with Jay-Z's level of influence and legacy sees his name repeatedly attached to headlines and public discussions, it makes sense that he would want to address the narratives and remind people of his side of the story. Jay-Z has never really been someone who allows people to define his legacy without a response. Throughout his career, he has often used his music as a way to address criticism, clear up misconceptions, and control his own narratives. So when he steps into the booth and speaks on certain topics, it's not necessarily about reacting emotionally. It's about protecting his name, his reputation, and the legacy he has spent decades building.
None of it affects these people career-wise.
Jay-Z's
selling out. Jay-Z got 140,000 tickets sold this weekend at Yankee Stadium. He's selling out all around the world.
I beg to differ. He sat in a fucking chair for four days, like taking out his wicks, trying to get like a afro to this Drake and Nicki Minaj and Kanye, and none of them responded to him.
You don't believe?
None of them responded to him.
You got to stop.
None of them responded.
You know why you got to stop doing shit like that?
Man. Like, that was bad.
You're smarter than
the only person responding was Oskino and Dame Dash.
Fuck the response. They've been shitting on that man for 4 years prior.
What Drake said? Drake said the jig is up and he crashed out?
This guy referenced Jay-Z like 4 or 5 times on Iceman.
He just said he don't want to file. He want to file in the K.
This is why Akademiks is good. Nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining, and you are a great entertainer / liar. Because Drake literally mentioned Jay-Z 4 or 5 times on Iceman. You know Nicki been going crazy.
What has Jay done?
You know
Since we know y'all cool.
You know Nicki been going crazy on him for years.
She's been cool.
Dame Dash been going. It don't matter. Dame Dash been going crazy on him for years. Back to him. But fuck a response. They've been talking about him prior. So finally,
Jay-Z's not on Drake's radar right now. Like, you could tell he ain't get a response. You know Drake usually responds to a lot more people.
So you trying to get my cortisol levels up?
No, he cleared the air.
Des, send him in. Send him in.
This was a great conversation. I'm glad DJ Akademiks and Charlamagne were able to sit down and openly discuss their differences. At the end of the day, both of them are influential voices within the culture, and there's a lot more of this conversation that can be unpacked. I may revisit some of these topics in the future, but for now, I'll leave it here. I appreciate you watching, people. And I'll see you next time. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Morgan Heights in the building. Peace.